Being a student athlete has its pros and cons. For some, that means 4 years of playing the sport you love with all your tuition paid for due to scholarships. But what about when those 4 years are over? Sure, you might squeeze your way into master's school or play a 5th year due to a red shirt, but your time on the field or court comes to an end eventually. Do student athletes even have time to think about the future while they're playing? I asked a few current and former Salukis athletes this question. Here was their response.
Do you think that you've had enough time while you've been playing these sports to actually search and delve into, maybe a future career and at least get some training in that?
I mean,
you can be as open and honest as you want to.
I thought it would be interesting to sit down with each of these athletes and hear how they've navigated playing collegiate sports, working a job, and finding a career all at the same time. Samantha Dodd has spent the last 3 years as a distinguished member of Salukis women's soccer after transferring from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee her freshman year. She says she rarely ever thought about the future, especially early on in her college career.
I never really took it serious until maybe the last half of my sophomore year, but I was just enjoying the moment. I wasn't really stressing myself out. But obviously now I kind of am, but...
Recently, you've been able to see her as a sideline reporter for ESPN Plus telecasts, doing SIU men's and women's basketball. Next, we have Amanda Pozniak, who is a member of the Salukis Shakers. She is in her second year at SIU after spending her freshman year at the University of Missouri. She believes that the atmosphere at SIU has helped her immensely as she continues to grow.
and then transferring here, I will say I felt a lot of support just automatically, just people willing to sit down and just listen to my ideas and support that in any way that they can. I really like the small town atmosphere that SIU has.
Amanda has also taken a liking in sideline reporting, and this common interest with Samantha prompted them to start Salukis Sports Talk just a few days after meeting each other.
Funny enough, first day of class, we sit by each other, and we're just complete strangers at this point. We start small talk, and I think maybe it was like the second or third class, like after class, I was like, hey, like, I told her like how I felt. She felt the exact same way. We both wanted to start something because we felt like SIU wasn't doing it. And since we're in the same career field and major, I don't know, it just kind of skyrocketed from there. And then ever since then, we feature athletes. We make funny social media videos with athletes. And it has led to us being able to sideline report for women's basketball so far for ESPN+.
Laura Mircea spent all 4 years of undergraduate school on the Salukis diving team and now serves as a graduate assistant. A native of Toronto, she has a unique perspective on the differences between academics at home in Canada and here in the United States.
Well, for one, in Canada there's no sports. Like you can join a sports team and stuff like that, but there is no like sports like scholarship or like you like miss class to go do your like sports like tournament or whatever, like or like sports is like up there with like studies and stuff like that. It's just strictly studies. And also university in Canada is like a lot harder than it is down here is what I found, because while my friends who have like always gotten like better grades than me in high school, have always been like studiers and stuff like that, they were like failing like their classes. They were like calling me crying, like stressed out that like they're gonna fail this class, they have so much to do, and I'm over here like relaxed, like, oh, like homework is like no biggie, like I'm just like breezing through homework. I'm like, oh, this stuff is so easy, like I'm doing pretty good, like I'm doing better than I did in high school and stuff.
The supposedly easier classes weren't as helpful as you might think though. She thought about her career all the time, but Laura says she still wasn't ready to start that phase until her diving career had ended.
Well, one of the reasons I did a master's actually was because I wasn't ready to be a big girl and find a job, and I wanted to like get that extra time. But now that extra time is up, I like call my mom crying because I think that it's the end of the world and stuff, and she's like, Laura, you're gonna figure it out, don't worry.
At the end of the interview, Samantha, Amanda, and Laura all gave some important advice for athletes entering that challenging time.
My advice is, if you think you've hit rock bottom, like, you can only go up from there. You just gotta keep going.
I 100% attest to that. There's been multiple times where I'm like, it would be so much easier just to quit than to keep pushing. But at the end of the day, like, I know mentally, like, I know when what I need to do. And when I'm ready, like, it'll happen.
Don't dwell too much on the past. Don't dwell too much on the future. Try to enjoy the present because the present is a gift. So that's something that kind of sticks with me. Like when I start to get overwhelmed or I start to freak out, just try to live in the moment and enjoy that as much as you can. And don't be too hard on yourself. But also, like, work hard. Like, nothing is given. So you do have to work hard. Like, if you want to be successful and you want to do the things you want to do, you have to put in the work. As simple as that. It doesn't just come to you.
Once again, you can find Samantha and Amanda on Instagram at Salukis Sports Talk and on various ESPN Plus productions. You can also find all three of them on episodes of Salukis Sports View, which are available on the Saluki News Network YouTube page. For the full conversation and more amazing stories, click the link in the description below. For Jeffords Global News, I'm Jordan Cruz.